Has the tavern ever been under attack? Welcome to the tavern, my friend. Tonight the doors opened onto rain-slick cobblestone and lamp-lit streets. We are in Dublin, a city of songs sung through sorrow, laughter sharpened by hardship, and stories that refuse to stay buried. The rain hasn't stopped since we arrived. It taps gently against the windows, like a knuckle asking permission. Alex noticed the mood right away. He hung his coat near the hearth and said, "Dublin always feels like it knows grief, but it won't let it have the last word." I poured the drinks slower tonight. Some nights ask for that. And that's when you asked the question, has the tavern ever been under attack? That question rarely means what it sounds like. People don't ask it because they're curious about broken chairs or shattered glass. They ask it because they want to know if sanctuaries survive. If this place can be trusted, if peace ever has to defend itself. I didn't answer right away, because the truth is, yes. But not in the way you're imagining. The tavern has never been attacked by armies, no siege engines, no burning doors. The attacks came quieter than that. In Dublin, you can hear it in the stories whispered after midnight, how the hardest blows are often delivered by words, by despair, by people who stopped believing gentleness mattered. The tavern has been tested by anger, by bitterness, by people who arrived carrying storms and expected the fire to fight back. And sometimes they wanted it to. My friend, when you asked that, I don't think you were asking about the tavern. I think you were asking something else. You were asking if it's safe to lower your guard, if places of rest can exist without being shattered, if softness always invites harm. Tell me, how many times have you been attacked for choosing peace? Not fists, but mockery, dismissal, being told you're naive for believing kindness lasts. That's the kind of attack most people never talk about. Alex once saw it happen before I did. A patron came in furious, words sharp, pain spilling everywhere. He wanted an argument, wanted resistance. Alex did not rise to it, didn't flinch, just set a glass down calmly and said, "You don't have to bleed here." That's how the tavern survives. Not by hardening, but by refusing to become what wounded it. In Dublin, old stone churches still stand not because they were never struck, but because they were rebuilt with care instead of rage. The tavern doesn't meet aggression with force, it meets it with boundaries. There are nights I've asked someone to leave, not as punishment, but protection, and not for me, for the fire, for the quiet, for everyone who came seeking rest, not another battlefield. That too is defense. If you've ever been told that protecting your peace makes you weak, stay a while. Listen to another story. Leave a thought for someone else who's tired of fighting everything. The tavern is still standing, and so are you. The hardest attack the tavern ever faced wasn't violent. It was doubt. The kind that whispers, maybe this place is pointless. Maybe softness can't last. Maybe the world doesn't deserve a refuge. That night, no one spoke for a long time. And then someone laughed. Quietly. Another leaned closer to the fire. Someone else stayed instead of leaving. And that was enough. Because the tavern doesn't endure by being untouched. It endures because people choose it again and again, even after being hurt elsewhere. Dublin understands that. A city broken and rebuilt by people who refused to stop singing. So let's go back to your question. Has the tavern ever been under attack? Yes. Every time the world tries to convince us that kindness is foolish, every time anger asks us to harden, every time fear tells us to close the doors, and every night we choose otherwise. If you're here asking that question, it means some part of you still believes in safe places. That belief is worth defending. Rest now, my friend. The rain will pass, the fire will stay, and the tavern will be here when you need it again.